All right, welcome to section 11.5 on the quadratic inequalities. So our objectives are recognizing quadratic inequalities, then finding graphical and numerical solutions, and finally finding symbolic solutions. So for example, determine whether the inequality is quadratic. All right, so if we look at this, do we see anything that makes it possibly not quadratic? Well, quadratic means the power of 2. This is a power of 3, so that one is not going to be a quadratic, okay? Now, what about this one? We have x squareds, we have x's and everything. And if we take everything to one side, if we take this over here and we take this over here, then we'd have what x squared minus x plus 10 equal is less than 0. So that would be a quadratic inequality. And this is what we have here. And so the inequality is quadratic because we can write it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0. So what we could do is we could change it to greater than, and it still would be okay. We just have to multiply everything through by a different sign, and that would be fine. Now, if we want to make a table of values for this and then sketch the graph, we want to use the table to graph the following and then write your answer in interval notation. Well, first off, probably the easiest thing to do is say, can we factor this? Because if we can factor it, then we're going to know, at what 2 points it's going to cross. So if we know the 2 points it's going to cross, we know we have to start at least one of them and go to the next one to do that interval. So if we think about that, that's going to be what x minus 5 and x plus 3. So this is going to give us x equals 5. This is going to give us x equals minus 3. So we're going to have to go from at least minus 3 to 5 to be able to plot all the points to know what it's doing here. Okay, so with that said, we're going to go from minus 3 to 5 only. And what we could have done is we could have gone from minus 5 to maybe 7 and skipped out on some of the in-between points. But we would sure want to try to get and find that vertex. That would kind of be a key one there, is to try to find the vertex. But that's why we went through every one of them, only went to the minus 3 to the 5 from our intervals here we found. And so then what with that, we could go ahead and we know that it's going to be on the interval from minus 3 to 5 is going to be the solution of this graph, where it's going to be less than 0, because if we graph it, it's going to be like this, and everything that's less than 0 is going to be starting at this point here and going up to this point, and that'd actually be a solid because it was less than or equal to. So, we would have from the minus 3 to the positive 5. Remember, brackets mean include, and those points were included. So everything down here is going to be included, and so that would give us the interval where it's less than or equal to 0. All right, so let's stop there and we'll come back for some more.